Rockeyez would like to welcome Uli Jon Roth. Hey, man. Hey, what's up?
Well, we're here on tour, driving through Montana at the moment. It's gorgeous. The sun's shining, and I'm really enjoying it from the tour bus at the moment.
Cool.
We're playing every day, non-stop, except for today, because we've got such a long overdrive.
Right. Now, this is
Go
ahead.
Yeah, and we're doing this tour called Extreme Guitar, which is featuring Vinnie Moore, Craig Goley, John West, and myself. And we're having a really good time. So far, it's been really good. I'm enjoying it.
Cool. Now, you're about halfway through the tour, right?
No. The tour is long. The tour will stop like on the 15th of February.
Right.
Some dates haven't even been properly announced. And then right after that, I'm flying to Japan for another 10 days, Japan and Singapore.
Wow. It must be great getting to, see the world and get to eat the best food and lavish hotels and everything like that. Do you feel that you're gifted, that you get to do exactly what you like?
I think it's a real privilege. Yes, I enjoy it a lot of the time, and not always, because sometimes it's physically very, very hard because we're constantly traveling, and with me particularly, very often I'm very, very tired because I don't get to sleep enough, and so that's the downside. But the other stuff I like, because I like visiting different countries. I like meeting different people, strange people,
Right.
I find that interesting.
Wow.
And each country or state that I go to, I somehow try and connect as good as I can. And, learn something new. But then again, very often we're like driving from one town to the next. And, like here in America, the distances are so brutal. Most of the time it's on a tour bus.
Right.
And after the show, you get to sleep in the bunk or in some hotel. But sometimes you don't see much. You wake up at the next gig,
Right.
So as far as sightseeing, there's very little of that.
Right. Well, what's the feeling like when the tour bus pulls into town and stuff like that, and you have like all these people, like gathering around the bus and stuff, and all these kids want autographs and stuff like that? What's that feeling like?
Well, you get used to that. I got used to it many, many years ago. But you see, very often there's no one there because they don't know when we're arriving.
Right.
It's different in every place.
Right. Wow.
But I always enjoy meeting the people and doing the meet and greets, or sometimes before, after. I'm almost always accessible. I think that's important.
Right. When you see yourself on like a magazine cover, like Young Guitar or whatever, does it faze you at all? Do you got any kind of feelings, or you just say, "Oh, another cover"?
The Young Guitar is a good example, because that was special, because you don't get a cover for Young Guitar like every day.
Right.
It's the biggest magazine in Japan for that type of music, and it means something,
Right.
And so, yeah, it's just very helpful, and it spreads the news, that you've got maybe a new album out, or you're doing a tour. And that's important, to make people aware that we're playing. Otherwise, you would have nobody in the audience.
Right. Tell me a little bit about Scorpions Revisited.
Like, what you want to know?
Well, it's a two-disc. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a two-disc thing.
Right.
Any specific questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering, how'd you go about picking out the songs, since the catalog's big, and Was anything like really sentimental when you redid it or anything like that?
It didn't feel very sentimental, but it was emotionally. It was kind of like an emotionally rewarding experience, you know, if I may put it like that, for several reasons. And it's not finished yet because we're doing more of that. But as far as picking the songs, it was very easy because the back catalog that I was involved with the Scorpions spans a time period of 5 years precisely, and we did 5 albums in that time. So picking the songs for the tour, for our first Scorpions Revisited Anniversary Tour, I just looked at the album sleeves and looked at the titles of the songs, and most of them were really obvious to me, the ones that I connected with the most, and the ones that I would think would be most suitable to play live. But there were a handful where I was not so sure, which also had never been played live before, which were a little bit more challenging because we needed to find a way to bring them to life,
right?
Back to life in this environment, and yeah,
cool.
But it worked. It worked.
Right. That comes out in March, right?
Yeah, it's already out in Japan and Europe. It will come out early February. And unfortunately, in the States, it takes a little longer because it was my fault because I delivered the master tapes too late, really. And in the States, I was told you need kind of like a lead-up time of 3 months before they really can release it, you know, for a lot of technical reasons, which I don't really understand.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. 10th of March, I've been told.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you tell me anything about Sky Academy?
Yeah, I could tell you.
Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about it. I'd like to learn.
It's a big subject, and it's not something I can really explain in a sentence or two.
Right.
Because it's quite multifaceted.
Right.
If I try to put it in a nutshell, it's really a musical philosophy and a philosophy of life. It's very much about the metaphysics of music, but it's also got practical aspects to the teaching.
Right.
You know, although the practical, like the actual playing side of it, is not really in the forefront of this.
Right.
It's more, it's other things that for Sky Academy are more important.
Right.
And I started this in 2006 in Los Angeles at the UCLA. We did like a seminar, which was like a 5-day seminar, which we interspersed with 3 concerts in the evenings, where we had a lot of guests. They were very long concerts. I mean, we had like 25 special guests. A lot of guitar players were there, a lot of singers, and it was really great. It was one of the best things, if I look back, that I've ever done, and we all had a great time. So from then on, I started teaching all over the world and do various seminars, Sky Academy seminars, and sometimes, in fact, more often than not, nowadays, I would just do a few hours of introductory seminar in the respective cities that we're actually playing.
Right.
You know, so I may be doing some teaching in the morning or the afternoon, and then we're playing in the evening. And we're doing that in Chicago, for instance, now, this time, you know, at Rockeyez.
Right.
And I'm also doing in February a Sky Academy in Tokyo in a theater and one in Singapore right afterwards.
Cool.
So it's like open to anyone who is interested in, who wants to find out a little bit more about what's inside of music, you know. So
Right.
it's meant to open up new pathways to connect with music more strongly.
Right.
You know, because to me, I see music everywhere, and it's something that over the years has gotten stronger with me to the point where I felt I really want to share this kind of knowledge because it helped me so much.
Right.
You know, it helped me so much, and it seems to really work. You know, with a lot of people,
Right.
although it's not for everyone.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's not for everyone. It's for people who like to think out of the box and who are not afraid to be exposed to new ways of thinking and maybe even experiencing new feelings, you know,
Cool. Cool.
and inspirations.
Wow. With this Extreme Guitar Tour, is any of this going to be taped or videotaped or anything
No, not that I know of.
Right. Right.
No. Except for the people with their cell phones in the audience on a regular basis. It ends up on YouTube sounding pretty horrible. But that's the only
Does that
recording.
get annoying to you? You know, like you want people to see your show, and they got like their cell phone in your face. Is that?
It could be. It could be annoying, but I don't allow myself to be annoyed by it. And sometimes it's actually welcome because sometimes we're on stage and then I think, wow, that was really good. Like you play like a song and it's like really good, really good improv. And then I think, I wish I had recorded that.
Right.
And I see the guy with the cell phone, and I say, "Oh yeah, someone did record it," you know.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah.
I guess that's
yesterday. Actually, yesterday that was exactly the case.
Uh-huh.
We played in Seattle, and there was one jam. We jammed on Dark Lady for quite a long time. It was one of the best I ever did because I've done many, and you know I was hoping somebody was there with their cell phone and
wow.
Recorded it.
That's great, man. That's great. Well, Uli, thank you for coming on to Rockeyez today. And
and usually when they're standing in front of the guitar, that's all you hear is the guitar.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
So, and then it sounds ridiculous, you know?
Right. Wow.
Anyways, yeah.
Well,
but, yeah, thanks for the interview.
No problem. I appreciate you coming on, Uli.
Yeah.
You want to say anything to the fans out there?
Yeah, sure. You know, you're in Jersey, yeah?
Yes.
New Jersey. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, looking forward to playing there, you know, in your neck of the woods. Not necessarily looking forward to all this snow, but by the time we're there, we may be lucky. And I hope that you don't get snowed in too much, you know. And I hope you're all safe and sound and warm. And, don't have too many power cuts because that's brutal.
Yes. Thank you very much, man.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.